Guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a quick wheel swap on these two beauties right here. I just found them on Walmart. No, this is not the super treasure hunt, but we're gonna do a quick wheel swap and on this one too. So let's crack this open to begin with this video. Alright guys, so before I start, I have not gone over the materials I use. I always have a link on the video description, but somehow a lot of people still ask me. So in this video, I'm going to recap everything again. I use this small drill bit right here. This drill bit is 1/16. I have a link on the video description if you want to buy it. If you are in the States, you could just walk into Harbor Freight, I believe, and they do have a pack of these. So that's one. And the other one, it's this one, which is 9/64. Again, there's a link in the video description for that one, and I believe Harbor Freight also sells them. Now this one, this is the original size, and this is how I modify it. I use some wire cutters and I cut them down. That way when I put them inside the drill bit, I can only have a little bit, a little piece sticking out, because these are really skinny, and if you leave them sticking out too far from the drill bit, they tend to move around and wiggle, and that's how they break. So you could use it originally like this and stick it as far as you can into the drill bit, but for me, I feel a lot more comfortable cutting it down. This size even works for usually big vehicles like this, 4x4. They have a big lump usually, so if you have it sticking out a little bit, it's gonna be impossible for the drill bit to get into the rivet. So with this size, you could move it out a little bit more. That way the drill bit can do its work still inside the drill, and it's still not that long. For 4x4, I mean, if you want to use the original size, sure, but again, you are running the risk of breaking the drill bit, and we want to save money here. So for a regular car, like I said, if you put it in the drill bit sticking out about this much, it should work fine. Keep in mind that usually these cars have a pretty long post. If you're dealing with a pickup and it has a rivet in the back, it has a very, very short post, so you run the risk of running the drill bit through the other side. So what I do is, I just make the hole a little bigger, use the other one just to be able to break the base apart, and once I have the base or the chassis out of the separated, I could actually see how long the post is, and I could really drill as long, as deep as I can to be able to use a screw. We'll talk about the screws a little bit later, but for now I'm gonna get a little towel here and start drilling. Alright guys, so here is the drill bit inside the drill. I use beeswax to lubricate. You can use any type of oil that you want. It really doesn't matter. What matters is the speed that you use. If you want to go real fast, then you're gonna have to use like the good kind of oil. You're not really supposed to go real fast with this, because that overheats the drill bit, and that creates more problems. So I'm gonna drill this out, and I'm not gonna speed up the video, so you could basically see how it's done. Okay. Alright guys, so this is the reason why I use the 9/64 drill bit. It turns out that 9/64 is as close as possible as the original hole in the base. So it all depends on how the machine mushroom the post. On some cars is bigger than the others, but that's why you see me moving around the drill bit or the drill slowly. That way I could get all the way to the corner. Now sometimes the outer edge of the mushroom comes apart in the drill bit. Sometimes using a pick you could basically knock it out of the way like that. And here we have another one. You can see on this one it already started lifting. Okay, so I really like using the 9/64, especially on the red lines, which have a smaller post. On the red lines I have to be a little bit more careful, because it does, if I go crazy, I'll make the hole bigger. So I have to be very careful. So let me remove the rest of these. Let me do this one so you can see it. You can see I'm knocking the outer edge. And here it is. Now I'm just supposed to pull the car apart, as you can see here. So let me do the other one. And all right guys, so I have both cars taken apart now, as you can see here. And next step is gonna be, I usually remove the windshield just to make sure that I don't break them. Set everything aside. Let's see. Move everything to the side. And what I want to do now is I'm gonna reinstall the small drill bit into the drill, and I'm gonna make this hole deeper. That way I could use my tap to create the threads for the screws. I'm gonna do this on both cars, and I'll be back. And again, you can see how much is sticking out, and especially now in this step it's a good idea, because now you know how deep you're gonna go, which is this is actually deep enough to create the thread and use a screw. All right, so I'll be back. All right guys, so usually after you drilled again, you can see the post here, it creates kind of a lip as you press down on the drill, and that's gonna prevent the base from going back in, as you can see here. So this is why the next step is gonna be clean this off, just to make sure that the base goes back in smoothly. And once we do that, then we could start doing the threads. Let me see if this one, yeah, this one has the same issue here. So I want to clean it off. You could use a file, or I usually use the Dremel because it's a lot quicker. I'll be back. All right guys, so here it is. This is a worn out disc. which is perfect for small areas like this here. It allows me to go in here without making any extra damages. So I'm gonna use this and I'll be back. Alright guys, so just give it a quick test here. Now you can see that the base went back in. Perfect. So now I can use the tap to make the threads. I have a complete video on this process, so I'm not gonna explain the whole thing. So I'll be back. Alright guys, so once I've tapped the vehicle with the casting, I install the screw just to make sure they go in all the way. And here is the screw. It basically looks like almost like a mushroom, especially on these new cars. So this is a 256 screw button head. Again, the link for this is going to be on the video description. They actually make your customs look very professional and very nice. So once you get that ready, next step is to remove the old wheels. Now there is different methods going about this. If I plan to use these wheels for something else, I am very careful and I use a very small flat tip here screwdriver. Since this is plastic, which a lot of people ask, will that work in a metal base? Well, you know, you can't really bend metal this way. I have a video on how to remove axles on a metal base, so I suggest you go look for that if that's a subject that you want to learn about. See how easy that was? Now you could also just yank this off, but that's gonna bend the axle. Now doing this way, you can reattach the new axle with the new tires and crimp it back down, and it'll be just like original. Or if you just have the wheels without the axle, you could cut one side and you have a straight axle which you could reuse again. So there goes 2 reasons on why it's a good idea to do it like this. So you can see it up. I'm gonna be using these wheels. So I'm gonna do the other. They are JDM Hot Wheels Originals, and they're basically a perfect size for these type of casting. and these type of vases, because they have the long base and they fit perfect. And I know there's gonna be somebody that's gonna ask me, how can they get wheel riders, right? You're either buy a car with the wheels that you want, drill it apart, take the wheels out. Usually it's gonna be a metal base car that usually have the rubber wheel riders, unless it's a treasure hunt, super treasure hunt, and I don't think you're gonna do that. I do have a video on how to remove axles from a metal base, so just go through my videos and you'll find it. So I'm gonna be using this. I usually use the same wire cutters that I just show you, and basically it's so I can set this here without touching the wheels are hanging up in the air. Then I use these long nose pliers here, and I push down the plastic tabs again, as you can see here. Be careful, no need to be in a hurry. And there, see, the axle is back on the base without any glue or anything, and it rolls perfect. Let me do the other one. Set it in here, put it here, that way the tires don't have any pressure on them, and bring the plastic down. When you're opening these up, be careful. Look, I knew that was gonna happen. One of them broke, but that's okay because we still have two. There you go. And it's on. See, still works. Now we're good, because typically the insides have this notch here, which also holds the axle in place. So even though the things here are the plastic things are holding it, once you install the interiors, it's gonna hold the axle too. So let me put this together and I'll show you the final result. All right, guys, check it out. That's how they turned out. Kind of sloppy detail here, sloppy details on the back, no details in the front, as you can see here. This white version really looks nice. I have this other one here which I did a wheel swap a while back. There's also a red one which I think I ran gold color rims, but I don't know where it is right now. I really don't know which one I like better. Let me know in the comments if you like the gray one or the white one better. Now with the Civic, there are different type of versions out there, but before I get into that, here is Honda Civics with the same wheels here. I think I have a video on these two. This is an, I think, very old version from the Boulevard series. These brought some real riders back then, which I don't know about you guys, but most of us would buy them just to take out the wheels. Luckily, I saved the casting and never threw it away. Now I kind of like it, you know what I'm saying? So I installed some new wheels. This one does have a metal base. This one is plastic. So check it out. Now, talking about the Civic EF, this is, like I mentioned, the current version. No details in the front, and it does have a gray interior. Now, before that, I think it was this year, we got this white one, and it did bring some details in the front, no details in the back, and this detail here on the side. So it's either in the front or the back when it comes to mainline, right? Now there was also the Kmart exclusive. This one had details in the front, red interior, details on the side, and I did the details on the back. As you can see, it has the Civic word, and just for giggles, I included the TH water slide decal there. And I do have a video on this one, so you're gonna have to look for it on the channel. There's this other one, the yellow one, my least favorite, since it has a tempo on top. On the side, it doesn't have any on the back or the front, but it did get new wheels. Now, earlier this year, when they announced that there was going to be a super treasure hunt of this model, on the picture that they showed, it had gold rims. So I went ahead and recreated everything. I do have a video on that. So here is my version of the G-Ready and Hot Wheels version. I think it's pretty damn good. What do you guys think? Pretty good. Now, of course, I made a full custom out of it. I did carbon fiber on the roof and on the hood. Full details on the back. Civic VTEC logo here. SIR on the corner right here. Red logo, red Honda logo, and the TH. So, and I also made the headlights. I have a video on this, so if you want to see all the details on how I did all of that, you could go ahead and look for it in my channel. So this is what I did. Oh, and of course I took the black interiors from, I think it was this one. This one had black interiors, because on the picture it showed it was black, but now you can see that the new version, it's actually gray, not black. So you have some variations here when it comes to the interior colors. I think there's a red version, which I think I have, but I haven't done a wheel swap on it. Which the red version was the first one to come out. There's also a black one with a bunch of sponsor stickers on the side. I think I have one, but I don't know where it is. So that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I hope you guys, at least if you're not into making customs, at least get into doing wheel swaps, and from there you could just, you know, jump into more complicated things. This basically, for me, it's a lot of fun. So thank you for watching. Peace out. Bye.